Hello everyone, hope you all are doing good. Today I'm going to explain a flow designer flow creation. Okay, how we are going to create flows and what are the steps to create a flow. Step by step we are going to learn. Okay, our agenda is a recap intro, like what is flow, all these things we will recap it. Okay, and what are the components of a flow. Okay, and demo to configure a new flow with an example. Okay, let's see. So before starting, okay, now let's log into your instance. Okay, so whatever the instance it is. Okay, so before creating a flow, I need to discuss like what is a flow. Okay, let's open how we navigate flow designer in the left navigator. Type a flow, okay, and go to the flow designer. Okay, so let's open any flow and I will explain about what is flow as a recap. Okay, so let's open any flow. Okay, business process approval or flow or something. Okay, so the flow is nothing but it automates, okay, business logic for an application or a process. Okay, is an automated sequence of actions that run each time a condition is met. Okay, so that run each time a condition is met like this. Okay, and it is repeatable. Okay, that depends upon a repeatable. Okay, perform the same predefined process every time execution. Whenever the condition met, it runs the flow. Okay, like asking for approval or updating the any record or any, okay, any table records or creating a new records or okay, asking for approval or triggering third party applications. Okay, so all this kind of okay, so that is called a flow. A flow automation examples are like approvals or tasks or notifications. So all these are flows automations. Okay, so now what are the flow components? Okay, a flow components are nothing but flow properties. First of all, a flow properties. Okay, so this is a flow properties. Okay, by flow name, application, protection, run as, which user it is, user who initiate the sections or system user or whichever user it is. Okay, that is called a flow properties. Okay, that is we call as anatomy of a flow. Okay, so the flow consists of like flow properties and a trigger. A trigger means like when to trigger the flow. Okay, so if you are creating a flow, then you must have a trigger, like how we are going to and what condition the flow is triggering, and a sequence of actions like what it performs, like an approval or task or notifications to trigger. Those are called actions. Okay, and a flow logic is nothing but if or else if, like if task is approved, if approved what should happen, if rejected what should happen, is something like flow logic. Okay, and error handler. Okay, if an error occurs in your flow, the action you add here will run. Okay, and the flow data created, so these are called data panel. Okay, and these are called data pills. Okay, for example, when the trigger, okay, so these are flow variables. You have flow variables, you can create a flow variables during the creation of a flow. Okay, and the trigger record update, for example, this record, okay, data like business process record, and you can also dot walk. Okay, for example, you want change the fields. Okay, FD change the fields, inside that you can go field name or something, so these are changed. Okay, trigger records, this is, you can set up like one if, this one if, okay. Whenever whatever the steps you have created automatically, it will come in a data panel, okay, as a data pills. So you can utilize the variables from these sections. Ask for approval, third if, okay, and fourth one, okay, fifth else if, sixth one update state. So all these data automatically will create whenever you create the action sequences, okay. So those are called a flow, okay, flow anatomy, or we call it flow anatomy. So now let's create a new flow. Okay, so to create a new flow, you need to document the process before creating a new flow. Okay, um, before creating a new flow, for example, document the process. Okay, whenever you are creating the new flow, okay, new flow, then you need to document the process. For example, now we are going to create a new flow. How, what we need to create a new flow? How? Okay, so the example is when a user is created and it should add into the respective group. Which group it should need to add? Okay, for example, department group. Okay, let me explain you in clear the requirement is. So for example, if I open any users record, okay, and if any user, for example, you take able tutor, if able tutor, okay, so department is like product management, okay. If let's remove this product management and select the department. So there are no departments. Okay, so if I create a new department called uh, service desk department. Okay, service desk department. So let's open. So no data is shown. Let's save it. And why I'm not able to see a new department here? Okay, let's click on new. Okay, now I can see in the new users. Okay, for example, if an user is creating with a department, for example, service desk, okay, then he should be added automatically to the groups. For example, groups, I will go groups, click on new group. I will create a service desk group. Save. Okay, we have the same name group. Okay, let's see the service desk group. Yes, we have a service desk group. So it should be a part of this group. Okay, so whenever a user record created with a department service desk, it should be added into this particular group. So that's our requirement. So now we will create an flow designer, create a new flow. Okay, let's create a new flow. Let's create a new flow. Our flow is add user to the service desk group. This is our flow. And if you have any description, you can add any, you can create any description. Okay, this is global application protection, read only, or for example, if you are publishing to other applications, okay, so another set of users they want to see, okay, but they don't want to read it. They want to read it, but they don't want to edit it. Such kind of protections you can add as a read only. Users who initiate the sections, yes, whoever it is, okay, or system user. Okay, roles with run with roles. You have any roles to run? No, right? So nothing. Okay, click on submit. So okay, skip tour for now. Okay, so now we created a flow, add user to ST group. Okay, so as I told, a flow anatomy. Okay, the first step is add a trigger. When to trigger? Okay, when to trigger? So here, when we click on add to trigger, you have three different types of trigger types. One it is record type, second one is schedule, and third one is application. Okay, these three are different. Record means like any record, like any table in the service now. Okay, like incident or problem, location, users. Okay, any created or updated. Okay, so you can add it. Schedule means you can trigger it daily, weekly, monthly, okay, or run once or repeat or anything, okay, anything like that. Schedule. An application means like from SLA task, okay, trigger a flow on task SLA table. Okay, you can see when you hover, okay, so you can see, for example, let me go up. When you hover on this one, you can see the definition. Okay, inbound email. Okay, you can see the definition, the service catalog. Whenever it triggers service catalog item request, then you can create this one. Okay, by using service catalog trigger, the flow can be configured on the service catalog item and started by service catalog item request. So I will show you all these type of triggers. Okay, one by one. So let's see now whenever created. Okay, record whenever users table is created, users user record is created. Okay, user sys underscore user sys underscore user. Okay, to all the records I need to create? No. Whose department is service desk? Okay, then only I need to trigger. Okay, then only need to trigger, like condition I will place as a department is service desk. Okay, department is service desk. So um, now condition is added. Now you can see there is an advanced options also. So here we have when to run the flow. Okay, run for non-interactive sessions, run only for user interactive sections, run for both interactive and non-interactive. So it is like whenever the user is interacting or user is non-interacting to the section. So whenever it is run for any user or only run if the triggered by the following users or don't run if the triggered by the following user. Okay, so you can add anything. Okay, run for any user. Okay, any user run only on the current table or current and extended tables also it can run. Okay, but for now I will run on current table. When to run the flow? Run flow in background by default or run flow in foreground. So whenever I created a new user, so it can run in the backend, okay, not in the foreground. Foreground is not recommended, okay. By default it is set. Okay, so now we have created it a trigger, okay. So when to trigger, whenever a user record is created and when the department is service desk, run how like interactive or non-interactive for any user it will run and click on done. Click on done. Okay, so when you created something, okay, and you want to go somewhere else, okay, and then let it come on and work. Okay, till then, if your section is active, okay. If your not section is inactive, then it will log off. Then your data will be gone. So it is better recommended to all, whenever you have created something, just save the record for the future purpose. Okay, so that you can edit it. If you miss something, you can edit it from the same point. Okay, so that is how. Okay, so if you click on again the trigger conditions, advanced conditions, when to run, also all these things. I think we covered all these things. Okay, and done. Okay, and for example, I need to tell about this one. So for example, if I selected updated, okay, in the update option, that you have one more option called run trigger. So this run trigger will come like whenever I select update or create update. What is this run trigger? Run trigger is like once or for each unique change, or only if not currently running. Okay, for every update. Okay, what is runs? Runs is nothing but that triggers the flow once for the life of the record. Okay, for the life of the record, it will trigger. Okay, for example, if you are creating a new record, then it is a life of the record. Okay, whenever you, for example, an incident, if we see incident, okay, whenever incident state changes to service there, you need to do something. So that is not once. Okay, that is for each unique change. It is okay. For each unique change that triggers the flow for every unique update to a non-system field, even if the flow is currently running. Okay, only if not currently running means that triggers the flow for every unique change if the flow is not currently running. Okay, if a flow is triggered and again the change is met, okay, then it will not run. Okay, because the current flow is running, so that's the reason. If any flow is not running or any flow is completed, then only the flow will trigger. Or for every update, it's like if it is a change is there or not change, anything for every update it will update. Okay, but here in our situations we are only created data. Okay, we don't have created means only once it will create, not many times. Okay, and save it. Okay, so now the actions here. This is the action. This is the main important thing. Okay, so the main important thing is the action. So how we can configure the actions? Okay, it's like we have you can, for example, click on action. Okay, you have action, flow logic, and subflow. So in our this section, we will see about the actions. In our upcoming sections, we will see the flow logic and subflow or something like that. Okay, so now we can select the action. Action may have like ServiceNow core, like add work nodes, ask for approval, create or update record, create record, okay, delete record, okay, anything, anything. Okay, so these are called ServiceNow core actions. These are out of the box actions, we call it. Okay, you can build some your whatever the custom actions, you can add it. Okay, and you will get it in the global applications. Okay, so what all the custom actions you have, so everything it will be applicable here. It will come here, and these are spokes. Okay, all these are spokes. Okay, like table builder, virtual agent, passport is all these are spokes available in the and automation process, automation spokes. For example, now we want to add this user into a group, called service group. Okay, here we need to add it. So what is the relation between the group, this group, and this group? That is this user group member. Okay, so this group user member. So now go to the flow designer. Okay, so you need to create a record. Okay, create a record or create a task, create an update, I want to create a record. Okay, so which table it is? This user group member. Okay, group member table. Group member table. So in this group table member, you need to add which group it is. So by clicking select field, group. Group is hard coded, so it is like service desk group. Okay, and add field value and the user. User is nothing but it is an dynamic value. We should populate dynamically. So how it should populate, which user it is. So whenever you created a trigger, this user record is created as a data pill here. You can see here user record. So this user record I will go drag and drop here. Okay, simple. Okay, simple. Or if not, what I will do is select user. Yeah, hard coded users means you got to select user, and you can select data picker here. Okay, trigger record. Okay, which one? User record. So the simple procedure is like close this one. Drag the record here to the user record. That's it, simply. Okay, and you can dot walk the user record also, like active or star city. Okay, if you have any fields to add. Okay, so you can dot walk also. So once it is completed, what it will do is done. Okay, we don't want any kind of any approval now. Okay, just whenever the user created, just you need to update. If you want any kind of approval, so just go here and click on and add action. Ask for approval. Okay, so ask for approval for user record. Select table. You can trigger like this user table approval field, which approval field you need, like what is the approval. Okay, or if you want to write a script, you can write a script. Okay, so approve what happens, reject what happens, approve or reject what happens. Okay, choose approval rule. Okay, anyone to approve, all users to approve, or anything. Okay, something like that. You can create it. Okay, so for now I will not creating any approvals. Like delete it. Okay, you can delete it if you have delete action, and you can add annotations like add user to service desk group, something to read it for the other users. Okay, you can add it annotations. If you want to duplicate this action, you can duplicate this action. Okay, so like that. Okay, and group created group member record. That's it. Okay, that's so simple to add this action. Okay, add this action, and now let's save it. So before publishing it, so you can test it by clicking on test and execute. Okay, click on test. You can select the user record. Okay, for example, now I don't have any new user record. Okay, let's create some test one, test two. Okay, service desk, and save it. Okay, so we did not enable this one, so that's the reason the user is not adding. The user will not add to this record. Okay, now we are testing. Okay, test it. Which one? Test 2. Yes, that's the user. Okay, and run the test. Once a test is finished, you can view the test results. Your test has finished running. View the flow execution details or something like that. Okay, so you can see here the your trigger condition. Okay, what is the trigger condition? It is the state is completed. Okay, trigger. Okay, and then action, create a record. Action is completed. So how much time it is started and when it is. Okay, and you can see the open flow also. Okay, so this will be open. Okay, and view execution test. Okay, open context record. If you click on open context record, you can see open in operation view or show related ECCQs, anything, something like that. Okay. Okay, so now let's see in the group the user is added or not. So you can see the test2 is added. Okay, test2 is added. So once you confirm the test is completed, and if you don't have any any issues with this one, then what you can do is you can cancel this one and activate the test. Okay, activate it. So now what I will do is I will go ahead and I will create a new user again with the service desk. Okay, test 3. Okay, like test 3, test 3. Department is service desk. I will select and I will save it. So the record is created. Okay, so now you go to service desk group and see the test 3 is automatically added. In the backend, the flow will run and the user will be added to this group member. Okay, as a member. So that's how you can create an flow and test it. And if you want to deactivate it, you can deactivate anytime by clicking on deactivate this flow and make this trigger stop evaluating. Okay, and also you can see the view in diagrammatic view also by clicking on this one, and you can see here. Okay, like in the diagrammatically, first trigger condition is created and they create record and that's it, ending. Okay, so we do this very simple flow. Okay, simple flow. This is a very simple flow. Okay, so you see the flow execution details. Okay, so if you want to see the flow execution details, how what or how it is done, everything, the before record, so you can see the execution details. Okay, so it is completed in runtime 24 milliseconds. Okay, that's it. Add user. Okay, so if anything taking long time and you can set by like waiting or in progress or something, it will show here. Okay, you can see then you can confirm like why it is waiting, what is the time. Okay, or something like that. Now going to the flow, let's this flow, the same flow can be triggered. Okay, like we created from the created record. Okay, for example, scheduled daily. Okay, or you should want to make this change. Yeah, create a group member record values. Yes, delete. You want to add manually something. Okay, for example. I want to create on daily at 5 or something, or weekly or anything. Okay, and then I need to create a group membership record. Okay, then create a record which table and how the fields should be added, should come. Okay, so from how it will pick. So if I am doing this thing, then what I need to do, I need to pick the users. Okay, pick the users from the users table who created today. Okay, like, so I need to get all the records table. Okay, action is like lookup records. Okay, which table? Sys underscore users. Okay, sys underscore user lookup records. All the conditions. No, department is service desk. Okay, department is service desk. Order by name or anything, whatever it is, A to Z, or maximum result is 1,000 or 10,000, whatever it is. Okay, click on done. Then um, then you need to create group member record. Okay, so here you can select the table, and here you will get the user records here. Okay, so for each record you need to define. So that define, like for each, how we will define all these things we will see in the later. Okay, in the later classes. So but this is how you need to this, like whenever the daily is triggered or something. Okay, or whenever service catalog item is requested. So that way you can define. So I am not saving, I'm just leaving this one. Okay, so that's all about uh, how we can create a new flow. Okay. Um, so in the next section, so how we will add some logic. Okay. Uh, how we can run the flow with that logic or something like, or something we will see in the upcoming section. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Please do subscribe to get alerts for upcoming videos. Hope you will enjoy and learn ServiceNow. Thank you very much for your time.